Hello, plinkers and tinkers. And in the case of the Sig Sauer P365, everybody in the States who is concealed carrying this guy or using it for self-defense, or maybe out of the States, if you just bought this guy for the novelty of the smallest replica BB gun on the market, here is my how it works video. This P365 is the reason why I started making YouTube videos, because when I figured out how to field strip it and I couldn't find any solutions online, I chose to share with you my solution and my how I figured it out. And now 2-3 years later, that video is still going strong, and I realized that the P365 is still one of the among the best of the concealed carry platforms. So here I am with my how it works video. I'm going to show you how it works, why most of you are having problems, because I see this in the forums and in the comments on all the videos. People are having issues with this, and it's not the fault. Sig Sauer, these are amazing air guns. The firearm, I'm sure, is amazing. I don't have the firearm, but compared to my M17, this guy works great. I use Sig Sauer pellets in it. It's amazing. I can plink out to 60 feet with this guy. Sig Sauer, maybe the 226 X5 Classics is maybe their most one-to-one replica in terms of outside and inside functions. It has a adjustable sight. Anyways, yeah, not many of Sig Sauer air guns are exactly one-to-one on the outside and on the inside. So I think this guy and maybe the We Are the People 1911 might be Sig Sauer's most one-to-one replica air guns. But for all their other air guns, they do have internal quirks and quarks you gotta deal with. So as you can all see, my 3 mags are empty. I'm gonna prove to you why these guys have quirks and quarks. So I got BBs in this guy, and there is no CO2 in it, but I am gonna pump every single BB out of this magazine through the front of this barrel. You might tell me I'm crazy. I'm not even gonna cock it. I'll take the safety off. So now, no CO2, a bunch of BBs, and I'm just gonna actuate the trigger. And you're gonna see the BBs pop out. There you go. There's all the BBs. So now, oh, no more BBs. My mag is gonna lock back. Maybe not. Is it gonna? Yeah, see, the mag didn't even lock back. So I'm gonna take it out. See, it's empty. There's still, I'm betting, 2 or 3 more BBs in there. So we're gonna go ahead and field strip. And I just yanked everything out. There we go. That's because the BBs are in there. So now we saw the BBs fall out, but if I jam this Allen key into the inner barrel, there will be more BBs popping out. There we go. That was 2, maybe 3 BBs. Okay. So that's the reason why if you're training and you're pulling it out and you're plinking and you're not paying attention, this might be why you're having issues with the slide locking back and cocking, and you don't understand why it cocked back, but there's no BB ready to go, and you unload it and reload it. So this is the issue. So observe the inner barrel here as I actuate the trigger. You see the inner barrel is moving. Now if I take an empty mag and I just shove it in there, you're gonna see the inner barrel is still actuating against your magazine. So one thing you guys gotta understand about this model is once you have it loaded and you have CO2 and you rack it, the only thing you did when you rack the slide is you cocked the hammer, the firing pin. That's the only thing the slide does, is it cocks the hammer and the firing pin. It does not, contrary to most airgun replicas, a real BB airgun replica, which will reload another BB as the slide comes back, and it will chamber another BB on most airgun replicas. But this guy, it does not chamber another BB. What chambers the BB is the first stage of the trigger. So this first stage, this is what you're going to pull the inner barrel onto your magazine, and then the BB is going to pop in to the inner barrel, and then you're going to, well, now I can't do it because it's not cocked, but, and then the second stage, once you pull the trigger completely, then that's what releases the CO2, and your slide will actuate the hammer again. And of course, once you release the trigger, the hammer did not reload another BB. So just to show you, if I take a magazine and I reload it, I'm gonna do this with the slide off so you guys can see what happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I got 8 BBs in there. So now no slide, no CO2. I got 8 BBs in there. If I just actuate the trigger, I'm gonna empty out all 8 of these BBs. And maybe I'm gonna try and get this all into focus. There you go. Oh, only 3 came out, I think. So now I should have like 5 BBs in there. And the slide catch actually actuated. So my magazine is empty. And now I know for a fact that there are still BBs in there. Let's see how many BBs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's all your BBs. So as you can see, that is the reason why, if you're presenting and you're picking up your slack on your first stage before you got a good sight picture, and then you hesitate and you bring back your presentation and then you present again and you pull up the slack on your first stage, you're going to load another BB. And then once you get to your actual, then you fire, that's what's going to jam everything, because you're going to fire it. You're actually going to put CO2 onto 2 or 3 BBs in your barrel plus the BB in your magazine. So it's not a deal breaker, but this actually might help you practice your trigger finger control, because you should have, before you start practicing picking up the slack on your first stage, you should be practicing getting a good sight picture. And once you have a good presentation and you can replicate your sight picture on your sights, then you can start practicing picking up the slack on your trigger as you present. But the first part of practicing and training is to present your sights. And once you can present your sights, then you start picking up the slack on your trigger. This guy is a great plinker, by the way. I can plink 40 feet, 45 feet from my indoor shooting range. And it's practically a center hold. Maybe a combat hold after your first dozen shots from the CO2. But I can plink 45 feet out with this guy. It plinks great. And once you know that the trigger, the first stage of the trigger is what reloads the BB, then yeah, because if you're not paying attention, it's just an air gun. It's not a real firearm, guys. You gotta, if you want to plink and you want to get consistent plinking accuracy and results and have fun while you're plinking, you got to understand how it works. Just because this Sig Sauer says this is a replica, it doesn't mean it works exactly the same way as a real firearm. Umarex, I would say, is the company that has the best replicas in terms of exterior design and interior function. But Sig Sauer has amazing guns, firearms. They have amazing air guns, and this guy does plink really amazing. But that's what you need to pay attention to, guys. Is if you're not ready to plink, if you're not ready to fire with this CO2 gun, don't pull up the slack on your first stage, because you just loaded a BB into your inner barrel. Alright, so I hope this helped everybody getting through their training sessions, and I hope this helps people get over the hump of their hate for the P365. But this guy does work. It's an amazing little BB gun, and I'll see you next time. Have fun plinking. Always wear iPro.